You might be asking, Bon, where have you been? It's been months. Well, I've been listening to Metallica and writing down a proper script for this video. So please, sit back and enjoy. So, I've been a Metallica fan for a while now. 2016 if I remember correctly. And everyone, including me, has said Saint Anger is the worst album released by Metallica. I did the task of going back and listening to the album, every song, every instrument, every word, and I had one thought. Is it really that bad? Well, I'm going to go through the entire album with you guys, song by song, and judge for myself. Stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Before we get to the songs, I'd like to bring attention to the case. The front is damn near unique with the red fist, gray restraints, and the explosion coming from said fist. And as you can see, yeah, it has the parental explicit notice, but you'll understand if you listen to the lyrics of these songs. The one part I don't get is that the background on the sides and the back don't match the front. Speaking of the sides, I like how the Metallica logo looks. It looks good. But the font for Saint Anger doesn't flow with it at all. It's almost like a child did it with a very wet Sharpie. As for the back, the character used is cool, but now seeing that the fist is only a necklace kind of ruins the point of how the said anger is felt. The CD art also looks really nice, with the same as the front, but is now a black and white look. Yeah, I'm stretching it. Under the CD also provides some really cool pictures as well. And the booklet slash front cover, the art looks really good with all the lyrics and even makes them fun to read. In the middle, there's also a nice picture with the current band members of Kirk, Robert, Lars, and James, in that order. I also really enjoy all the handwritten stuff, like I said, some of the lyrics and most of the artwork. Most of the artwork is really good. Like the Give Take Hands for the All Within My Hands songs, and just everything else that looks nice. Whew, that was a lot. And we haven't even got to the songs yet. The first song on the album, Frantic. It's not terrible, but I do have some gripes with it. The first and last time I'm ever going to talk about this in this entire video, and the elephant in the fucking room, is the snare drum. The snare does sound like you're taking a bat to a keg. Besides that, the song is not bad. It's upbeat and, well, frantic. And not in a bad way. Another gripe I have, though, is when James goes tick, 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 tock. I feel like that goes on for longer than it needed. It just seems way out of place, plus it does get annoying because he says it like 5 times. Overall, I give the song an 8 out of 10. And before anyone asks, I am not ranking the songs with this snare drum in mind. That will not play into a factor. Next up. Saint Anger. The bass solo at the start of Saint Anger shows what a powerhouse Robert is to Metallica. This is his first studio album he's in with Metallica, and he shows just how good he can be. Besides that, the song is really good. Yes, it has swear words in it, but man up. A lot of the Metallica songs do. The song also gives a good message on what Metallica was going through at this time. They gained so much popularity in the 90s, and with all that popularity comes anger, and it fully reaches a boiling point around this time. It got to a point where they even had a documentary under the same name as one of the songs on this album. I'll talk about that more whenever we get there. The song can be edgy with the lyrics, but it drives the message more through James' vocals than anything. One that was happening in the early 2000s. Fun fact before I continue on with the song, my friends Grim and Nitro, they are actually younger than this album, but I'm not. This album came out in June 4th of 2003. I was born in April of 03, and my friends were born in both late June and late July. Final comment about the song, the drums are really good, and it gives me Justice vibes. besides the elephant in the room. But like I said, not going to talk about that. I give the song a 6 out of 10. The reason it's low for me is because I feel as if its edgy lyrics are a little too more over the edge than the cover of Load, for example. And for those who don't know, Load is Blood and Sperm. Anyway, this talks about wrapping a noose around your neck. In today's day and age where suicide rates are up, it's not the best song to look back on. Some kind of monster! Like I said in my Saint Anger segment, with how angry Metallica were in the late 90s and early 2000s, they had a documentary called, well, Some Kind of Monster. I haven't personally seen it, but I know it's home to this popular clip of Lars.
He fucking left the band!
But we're not here for the documentary. We're here for the song. The guitar is fun, but the bass and drums take the show. Lars uses more than 2 drums this time around, and the bass lines are yet again powerful. The lyrics are also fine. I love the grumbles that James does whenever he sings Some Kind of Monster. But other than that, they almost feel hard to understand, but I do have a hard time hearing lyrics anyway. But if I had to rate the song, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. The guitars were fine, like I said, same with lyrics, but with the drums and bass stealing the show, and the solo Lars and James do is awesome. The timing on everything was done well, and with that being said,
Executioner 2, Protector, Rejector.
We have now hit the worst Metallica song ever to be recorded by the band, from what everyone says. But does it live up to that name? Dirty? In some ways, yes. The part I hate is the pauses at the beginning. I had my friend Nitro listen to this, and he agreed that the pauses just throw everything off. But I'd say the song just barely re-rails itself. The drums are weird to follow. The bass guitar is hardly heard. The lyrics are off and somewhat cringy in some ways. I do like the solo where Lars does rim hits. From what I remember, that's the only time he's done that. Some more of the lyrics also throw me off, like when James just started rhyming. It doesn't really flow well with the rest of the Metallica songs. Overall, song does get a 3 out of 10. Like I said, everything feels off and the bass is hard to hear. It's unlike anything Metallica has done, and not in a good way. Unlike an album like Justice, almost all those songs feature a double bass from Lars, and it's awesome and unique. But this is unique in its own way. Weird title for a song, but Invisible Kid is probably one of my more favorite songs off the album so far. I don't have much to say, but I will say that everything flows nicely. The harmonizing solo is smooth, but a bit out of place with the drums. The lyrics are something that a lot of introverts can actually relate to. With how quiet we are, some of us are seen as almost freaks to societies. We are told to open our heart and mind, but when we do, we are beaten down for the feelings we have, and the song gives that message out to a broad audience. Going to the instruments, the drums are nicely used. We're back to Lars using only 2 drums, of course, but the use of the hi-hat is nice. The guitar sounds fluent, the bass guitar is hard to hear again, but when listening closely, it's powerful like the rest of the album. Like I said earlier, lyrics gives the message that introverts are shamed and pushed aside, but overall the song does get a very high 9 out of 10. It still has problems, yes, like some of the lyrics being hard to hear, but that's kind of what you expect from some metal bands.
It's my world now. It's my world.
My world. The intro is how Dirty Window should have started. It had breaks, but they didn't feel like they were 10 years long. The harmonizing when the chorus started, it was another one of the best parts. The instruments also sound just like they did in Saint Anger, but that's, bound to happen considering it's on the same damn album. I'm not talking about the sound, but the flow of them, But there are some problems with the lyrics. I get that this song is called My World, but this was 7 years after they had 1.6 million attendees at the Moscow live show, And this song makes it feel like Metallica thinks they are better than every other band. They're better than a lot of them, yes, but this makes it seem like they're the best. They are not. No band can easily be the best. I'm a Megadeth fan, for example, and I don't even think they're the best. Same goes for some, gold oldies like Rush, Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Queen. A lot of them are good, yes, but they don't deserve best band. It's just hard to be the best band. Back to the song, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Song is good, yes. It's just the lyrics for me. I hate it when someone thinks they're on top because they're rich or famous, or rich and famous. It just pisses me off.
Shoot me again, I ain't dead yet.
The intro to Shoot Me Again is fine. If you like screeching guitars, though. I do not. I do if it's done right, but Kirk or James, whoever played it, did not do it right for me at all. The bass guitar following, however, does derail it for me though. It does get better when the lyrics come in, it has this system of down feel, and it's done well. But like Dirty Window, we are back to those damn breaks. The song goes back to feeling of, we're Metallica and we're on top of the world. The lyrics here just sound like they know about all the hate they get and want more. While this is a cool way to express that they don't care, what I hate when you guys throw at me, once again, I hate that. I don't like it when users are like, bring more, we can take it, and they get more and they keep fighting. Nothing gets resolved if the war goes on. To the instruments now, they're really good, but again, those damn breaks just piss me off when not done right. And it isn't done right at all. An example of done right is Sad But True. That sounds good because it gets followed with amazing guitar, and before it, it even has an amazing cutoff. Here it's just why is it even there? My rating is definitely a 2 out of 10. The only good parts were the harmonized parts where it sounded like System of a Down, and how the instruments sounded. The intro to Sweet Amber is really slow for longer than needed, but it does get picked up. But while listening to the intro, you just are like, please, just start already. But when it does get going, it sounds a little too much like pop rock, and I don't like pop at all. That much. There is some pop I would listen to, but it depends. The way James also sounds a bit feminine, I don't have a problem with that, but in 03, he was in his late 30s, early 40s, somewhere around there, and with a legacy like Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Justice, Master, Black, it sounds like they're trying too hard to leave the metal genre. It's just, The song does have a good guitar and drum solo in it. It even sounds like one solo for a bit. I will say the snare fits in actually with the song pretty well. Near the end of the song, everything does get a lot better. I like the octave James gets up to, and all in all, the song does get a 5 out of 10. The shitty start definitely weighs it down. But near the middle to the end, I really like how it turned out to go. The intro solo to An Unnamed Feeling is a bit slow, but it's a nice build-up to the rest of the song. And that is what is expected when it comes to Metallica songs, especially in the late 80s and early 90s. drums in this also have a very nice rhythm to them. The crash/ride cymbal takes the main front, but during certain parts, the hi-hat is raised and lowered. And people say Lars is a terrible drummer. This album, and literally every other Metallica album, shows just how good he is. I seen a video not long ago of Metallica playing Creeping Death, pretty sure it was Creeping Death, and 2 times, or even maybe 3 times speed, just because James was pissed at Lars. But guess what? Lars kept up. Yes, he may have aged poorly, but have you seen/heard Vince Neil lately, the lead singer of Motley Crue? He sounds awful. Besides that, the guitar breakdowns are amazing, has a nice Pantera ring to it. The bass guitar once again has given an amazing punch. Robert really showed how good he can be. Everything about this song is a good, high 9 out of 10. I do have a problem with it. The start when James comes in with the vocals, it sounds like they're scrambling to catch back up, but manage to do so. It's not a perfect song, though no song on this album would be a 10. But, we'll see. I may change my judgment on some later songs. Holy fuck! The intro to Purify is amazing, with both guitars and drums perfectly playing off each other. The harmonizing when the chorus comes in is during the breakdown before the second part is unlike any other on the album. The lyrics, though hard to hear, aren't bad either. James stretches his voice perfectly and it really just sounds amazing. We have heard it again like that recently in 72 Seasons. All in all, with this song, it's just an amazing time. I do recommend you find a version with a normal sounding snare though. It does sound obnoxious sometimes. But during some parts of the song, it does make it better. Yes, the snare drum actually makes the song better. But that won't affect the score, of course. But yeah. Anyway, the final solo has a nice build-up, and the drums accompany that beautifully. If I had to rate the song, I'm actually going to give it a 10 out of 10. You know what I said during, the last song? Yeah, I take that back. Now we have only one more song. Oh, damn. I was actually having fun with this album. Well, let's hope this last song is good. Damn. Alright, the last song, All Within My Hands. The part in the intro with the guitar isn't good. But when the drums come in, the song does get better again. Everything just suits this album perfectly. The song does get cut though, and it changes up completely. And it just doesn't fit with the intro, and when the lyrics come in, the song just goes to shit. The first part doesn't fit at all. It sounds as if Metallica was some pussy band from the 60s. What makes things worse is the drums. Lars does this blast beat thing behind the lyrics, the slow down lyrics, but the good news is the song does get a bit better, I guess, which is how the song should be for the entirety. But of course it doesn't last long, and we go back to the Pussy group. This song doesn't know if it wants to be metal or fucking aluminum. The drums in this song do sound good. It's the best part of the song though. The guitar, like I said, does shit at the beginning, then become mellow during the chorus. Then during the middle, it sounds like the guitar cable is loose that goes like. The vocals are probably the worst part of the song. Half of it doesn't even mesh well with anything we're hearing from the instruments. If you want to hear a version of the song that does sound good, please listen to it on SNM2, Symphony of Metallica 2, specifically 2. This song really gets a fucking 2 out of 10. The reason it isn't lower is because a good cause came from this song. Metallica has done a charity called All Within My Hands. I forgot what it fully does, but I will add a link down below to the All Within My Hands website. I would highly recommend donating. It's to a really good cause. And that's about it for Saint Anger. My final ranking for all 11 songs out of 110, because since there's not 10 songs, it won't be out of 100, it'll be anyway. But my ranking for all 11 songs in total is a 67 out of 110. That is really low, but that's how the numbers came out. That's how I ranked the album. So here's the question everyone's been asking, like I said in the beginning. Is Saint Anger the worst Metallica album in their whole lineup? To that I say, yes, it is still the worst album. But it doesn't deserve all the hate it gets. Is it bad? Yes. But people are judging it because of the snare only, and not taking the time to really listen to these songs. Now here's why I think it's still the worst album. There are just better albums. Albums such as Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Garage Days, and Justice for All, Black Album, Load, Reload, Garage Inc., Symphony of Metallica 1, Death, Magnetic, Beyond Magnetic, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, Symphony of Metallica 2, and of course 72 Seasons. You just can't compare. All these albums are amazing. They outrank Saint Anger, well, barely with Load and Reload, but they just barely outrank Saint Anger. Nah, maybe not Load. But once again, I only named the studio and / symphonic albums. I didn't even name all the live stuff. I only named S&M and S&M 2. There's so many other good live stuff, like their Live Shit tour back in the 80s, early 90s. That was amazing. I even have a whole box set of the tour. And that was the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this, where I actually, write up an entire script, where I go take my time, actually do stuff with it. Not to say I took time with my other videos, but this one took the most time. The script took me around 2 days to do, but then again, of course, I took bathroom breaks, lunch breaks, but besides that, if you want to see more, please leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you do want to see more of these. See you later, Bon Undead channel.
You're on fire, can't you help me?